Hi, everyone. Welcome to Passport to Pittsburgh Adventures. I'm your host, Kim Madley, and I have a great adventure for you today. You know, first let me just stop and say happy spring. It certainly has been a long time in coming, but today it's warm, sunny, and I think we finally turned a corner here in Pittsburgh. So when you think about spring, you think about getting outside, seeing all the trees blooming, the flowers starting to come up from the bulbs, and all the things that you want to do. Yard work, house cleaning, spring cleaning. Believe me, I just went through a major spring cleaning where I downsized by half, and I looked at so many things and thought, what am I going to do with these things? Things I had carried with me, things that were sentimental, but things that I never used anymore. And I thought, put them in a landfill? No. Repurpose them. Repurpose them, reuse them, recycle them. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey that looks at some people who have taken that to another level, who take trash and turn them into treasures. Welcome to our episode called Trash to Treasures. Well, I'm just so happy to be here at one of my favorite Pittsburgh places, Randyland, with one of my favorite Pittsburgh people, Randy Gilson. Hey, Randy, I'm so happy to be here with you today.
What's up, Kim? How are
What's
ya?
up, baby?
How you doing, baby?
I'm doing great.
Good. This
Yeah.
is Randyland House of Junk.
I know. Well, you know what? I'm doing an episode and happy to feature you today. This episode on Passport to Pittsburgh Adventures is called From Trash to Treasure.
Oh, that's me.
Yes.
I'm
And
that
so
guy.
when I came up with the idea, and I was looking at some things that I wanted to throw in the trash, and I thought about you, and I thought I can't do that, and I wanted people to hear your story about how you have taken trash, turned it into beauty, and made it a beautiful destination for Pittsburghers.
Yep.
Yes. So tell me, how did you first get started? How long has Randyland been here?
Well, I was born in 1957. Randyland's been around for 61 years, but the land part hasn't been there. So I've been around a long time, and I've always been me, which is I'm a little, I have ADHD, so I'm a little character. So,
Did someone call you a little character when you were a little boy?
yes, they did. I was a character. They wanted me to get medicine, but my mom said Jesus gave me the happy gene, and let's just see where this goes.
I love that, the happy gene.
Yep.
And you still have it.
Yep, I'm 61 years old. I can't stop it. I'm too happy. People want me to grow up all the time, act my age. Well, if I acted my age, then Brandyland wouldn't have existed. So the idea was, you know what I mean, to be happy. I was going through a lot when I was a little buck. Randyland, well, you had asked a question. Randyland, actually, I started Randyland 1994. I was given a phone call, buildings being torn down, and would you like to see it? And I thought, I don't have any money, but what the heck, I take a flashlight, and it was this big building here. It's on the
Yes.
corner. It was a grocery.
It was an old grocery store here. But,
And
yeah,
there was
okay.
a bar
Oh.
and 3 speakeasies.
Oh, a speakeasy.
3.
3.
Yeah, 3 floors of them. Yeah, so it depends on how you rate it. But this is Northside's the largest voting district in the city of Pittsburgh. So eventually, Northside, this became the 25th Ward Democrat Club. So all the Democrats all over the city of Pittsburgh and Northside, this was the #1 club of the city of Pittsburgh. It became a nuisance bar, and they were going to tear it down and all that. Well, I was able to buy it on a credit card at auction through the city for $10,000.
Wow.
94. Yep.
1994.
Yeah, so about 22 years I owned her.
And it's quite a history. I didn't realize the building had such a history.
Oh boy, her history is, well, I think a little bit more tarnished than mine. Yeah.
But look how you made her shine now.
Yeah, a magic story. One of the most important stories of my life. The most important stories of my life
Yeah.
was, sadly, things happen. We all don't want things to happen that do go ahead and hurt us, but things will happen, And sometimes the earlier you get used to getting hurt, the more that you realize the hurt does exist out there. It's not just for families, but the life and the world itself, and jobs and love and everything. So my mom had to leave dad. Dad didn't turn out really good. So she took off with 6 kids. So with the 6 kids and mom in tow, that meant that we were poorer than poor. We had to go to the cheapest neighborhood in Pittsburgh at that time was a place called Homestead. That's where the Carnegie steel industry started. Well, we finally, I tell you the truth, it was the first time in my life. They didn't want us in that school district, but the first time in my life I had stability, because we were moving so much and things were so scattered and weird that I never had a home. I never knew people's names. I never knew kids. Well, finally in Homestead, I finally had the first time in my life to grow roots. So Mom, she was a Christian. She believed in Jesus, took us all over there. And we survived, and we grew up very well, and we're very diverse, and we learned about that poor was not so bad, because we're still poor.
Well, sounds like your mom really instilled you with the values you needed to pursue Randyland. You still have your mom?
No, Mom's in heaven, but I want to tell you the story about Christmas. 8 years old, Randyland started. I didn't have Christmas. My brothers and sisters were crying. Things were bad. We had just left home, and we had nothing. So I went out and found toys in the garbage, and I washed them off, put them under the Christmas tree. Well, that day was the most magical day of my life. It was so cool. I realized my eyes were a tool to see. My hands were a tool to take home. My mind is a tool to think. My heart's a tool to be happy. My ears to listen, my mouth to speak, and hot diggity dog, my feet to walk.
Yes.
Hot diggity dog, Jesus made everybody a toolbox. Now, if you use your tools, they'll get polished and make a purposeful. But if you don't use your tools, you will lose your tools. So even though I was unteachable in the educational fortune, I didn't understand books. I don't have a good memory. My mind, for me, I see further ahead. I'm a dreamer. I don't see what's already been done. I don't care what's been done. That's been done. I'm a seeker. I look out there for the future. So my senses in my heart, in my mind is I want to see what is possible, what I can do. And then I make my dreams come true. I don't let them just disappear.
Right.
Most people hold their dreams all day long. They disappear at the end of the day, and they didn't achieve any of their dreams. You need to take a couple of your dreams, turn them upside down, turn them into seeds. And then you got responsibility, which is like, well, that's a dream. You got to make sure it comes true. So I don't know how to paint, but voila. I don't know how to paint, but I have 800 gardens, 50 vegetable gardens, and 8 parks. I've been on the north side for 40 years doing art and making people happy. And it's funny. Love and happiness, one block at a time, starts pushing the negatives away. The negatives a little further, a little further, a little further. So this place was all full of gangs and guns and shootings. And I actually didn't mind it because I had been around gangs and guns all my life. So it's like normal for me. But all of a sudden, they all started disappearing when I started doing art. And I thought, wow, art has magic. Art is a medicine. Art is like saving the neighborhood. Wow, smiling at people. Hi, how you doing? All of a sudden started getting where everybody was smiling. When I first started smiling and waving, people shook their heads and walked away. They thought, this guy's one crazy dude being in this neighborhood. Well, I kept on going and kept on going. Every day they saw me. 40 years they saw me. Yes. So people started seeing my face. The kids were my first friends. Then they told the parents how cool I was. Then the grandparents kicked in. Now I got 200,000 people that know me. Right. They all wave at me. I'm just the old man, Mr. Randy.
Mr. Randy. And the neighborhood is so different now, isn't it?
Oh, man. Sadly, yeah. It's I don't know. I have mixed feelings. You know, I grew up really poor. And, you know, we never had nothing. We were homeless once and kicked out of houses other times. And my mom was a Christian. We were good kids. We were all good kids. We didn't do anything to the houses. They didn't have to kick us out or be mean to us. But, see, that's what it's all about. Is life is made of a diverse group of people. And they were the ones that are lucky enough that they inherited things. Then you got the ones that all of a sudden they were smart enough to get an education, or they at least knew what they were doing, so they made good money doing that. What about those poor folks? What about the folks that actually have a hard time? Something happened, you know, one of the parents leave, or like me, I had difficulty with my life. And I never had no tutoring as a kid. So what you see at Randyland is what you're going to get. It's out of the mind, out of the heart. It's art heart.
Art Heart. Well, I like it. It's so authentic and genuine. It certainly speaks to your
It's
personality.
crazy cool.
Yeah, and so it's become really popular. And in fact, I think it was named like the happiest place
Yep.
in America, the most painted house in America. I wonder, could you tell us about this wall that's behind us?
Oh, this one right here. This is my
Yeah,
favorite wall.
yeah.
Right
Tell us
there.
about it.
That is, we got so many people. When I bought this house for $10,000, all the garbage was here. Took it all out, and nobody was walking the neighborhood. The only people who walked the neighborhood looking for, well, trouble.
Yeah.
But anyway, all of a sudden, all these people started coming from like different countries because I guess they're rough neighborhoods there too. And now I have 140 countries. This is the largest international.
Wait a minute. Is it the largest?
It's the largest welcome international wall in America. There is a welcome wall in Washington, D.C., but that's for the veterans that have given their lives for us. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that's the biggest wall in the world.
And so
you
what
know?
is on all of these signs?
Well, they say welcome. I hope they wrote the right word.
They say
I
welcome
can't
in
read
all,
it.
they say welcome in all the languages. Of all the
140.
people. 140 languages of people
Yeah.
who have come to visit you here.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of visitors.
I make sure that I ask them where they were born, how do they know how to speak it, are they authentic, and to make sure that they're the real McCoy. Because when they make a sign that says welcome, they represent their entire group of people all over the world here at the international famous Randyland Welcome Wall. If this is the largest welcome wall in America, which they say it is, because I looked it up online, I would like to do another 150 this year, another 150 next year. And why not give this house to the people of Pittsburgh? This should be given away, and this should be the largest international welcome house in the world in quirky Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, by a quirky dude.
You are.
I'm quirky.
No, well, it's all right. Quirky's good.
Yeah.
And this is like one of the places that makes Pittsburgh truly special. So tell me, all the stuff that people will see when they come to visit Randyland, where'd it come from?
Junk,
Junk.
garbage, backyards. People started bringing me these horses over here, and these doors here, they were out in somebody's. So we had a big party here and let the neighbors come in and paint the doors. A lot of these chairs like this here, people
Yeah.
don't want them anymore. They want new ones.
I know, but
Everybody
I like
wants
it.
contemporary with leather on them. $4,000 a chair. Heck, I'd rather take some from the garbage.
I know, it's pretty comfortable,
You
too.
know, every time I sit in these chairs, I think about where they came from. Somebody's grandpap or grandma or aunt or uncle, some old person sat their little fella, little niece and
Yes.
nephew or grandchild, and they were just rocking, sitting in the shade, just like what we're doing right now.
I know.
So these chairs, if we could find out the history of where they came from, how many people sat in them, and all the love that was transformed into all of these things. When you look at these stones, I collect millions and trillions of stones and everything. Well, there's a history. I'm in the time capsules. There's got to be something deep in there. There's a message. So I get intrigued.
I'm into the stories behind. There's a story behind every single piece that's in here. And whoever discarded it, now it's got repurposed. I want to know, every time I come, the paint always looks so vibrant. Do you use a special kind of paint?
It's not paint. Paint peels.
Paint peels, okay.
Paint chips. Paint loses its pigment. Paint, you get 7 years out of it if you're lucky. Mostly people, it depends on the product, the quality, what it is.
Yeah.
So sometimes you only get 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. I use solid stain now. I didn't use it at the beginning, but solid stain it has a 20. If you buy the prime product, it has a 25-year minimum pigment, and it also has sealant in it, which is repels dirt, dust, and ice. So how Randyland, it looks like Candyland, looks like a giant coloring book.
It does.
It's because all the solid stains there, they're going to last about 25, maybe 30 years. What my goal is to try to get somebody to come and help me finance it, and I would like to repaint all of the buildings again one more time before I retire, and then retire from this and start my new art.
Exactly.
So and start the nonprofit. I just want it to be pretty when I give it away. You know what I mean? I want her to really shine. I want it to be like on the top shelf.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
It is pretty. Maybe we could take a little walk around and we
All
could
right.
look at a few special things that are here in Randyland.
Yeah.
And you could point out a couple of your favorite things,
All
maybe, that
right.
you have in your collection. All right?
Let's do this.
Let's do it. I love being under this beautiful pergola with you, Randy.
Isn't that nice,
did you,
huh?
Did you paint this all yourself?
No. I've had a couple of homeless folks that I've hired. Josh was his name.
Yeah.
So he helped me paint. Well, him and two other people, they worked part-time. I would say I painted like 95% of this, but every now and then when somebody comes by, if they want to do something, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Then I let them help. So this here was a collaboration of 4 people. So I designed it all because I like tedious. I found out in my life that I'm very complicated.
Yeah.
I like things that are overly done, and I always feel that I have to do more. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like these faces over here on
I
these
know, I
poles here.
see. Lot.
Yeah. There were 7 to 9 faces on every one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy, huh? I don't know
Yeah.
when to stop here. And then I keep collecting things. Look, I keep collecting things. And these came from Kaufman's.
Okay.
So this came from the TikTok room.
Beautiful urns.
So, and they have
yeah.
this giant big piece of connected together.
Yeah.
But I do have it inside the house there, but it wasn't, it had lost a lot of its petals and stuff. So I need to have that rebuilt again.
Okay.
And then I'll put it back. But hey, this is
See,
pretty cool.
it's got new life again.
I know. Yay,
That's
me.
so good. Everything gets a new purpose, a new life, you know? And that's what we need, right?
Look, I'm going to grab this. Stay right there.
Okay, I'll stay right here. Okay.
Last year gave us this frog.
Wow, that
And this
is
was-
a special frog.
This was in the yard for years, and it was all beat up and brown and yucky.
Uh-huh.
But look, see, bring it to Randyland, and well, we give you a facelift. Yeah, that's it.
That's what
In fact,
I need
a
to
body
come-
lift.
I need to come and get a little lift from Randyland.
So,
Look at that. He's repurposed.
Isn't he happy?
Beautiful. He's a happy frog.
Yeah,
now.
everybody loves this little fella.
That's great.
Well, because we all got rolls. Kind of looks like my twin. Look, see.
So Randy, we're here. This is an unusual box.
Yep.
You want to tell me about this box?
It's a worry box. I found an old box about 5 years ago in the dumpster. Grandpa made an old wooden box. So I put it outside, cut a hole in it, and I always said, put your troubles in here.
Aw.
So your worries. So I see all these people, they were praying, taking it, praying, and they were throwing it in the box. It was like, or people were scratching in their purses for a little piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought to myself, ooh, that's interesting. People really are using that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They're using it as a prayer box and a worry box.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow, that's cool. But the thing is, it was so old, it was falling apart. So I got a new one made. You can see this
Yeah.
nice big giant one here.
Yeah.
And now everybody wrote on the outside of it. There's like millions of kids. They all come in and try to find that little itch just to go ahead and put their name on it.
They want to get. Everybody wants to have their mark on your worry box.
It's like
right?
a million kids wrote on it.
Yeah.
But the purpose is over here on the side, there's a mailbox.
Uh-huh.
And then I keep paper and pencils in it.
Yes.
So people can just go ahead and they can write their worries on here and just slide it right inside the little hole. I'll leave these out for the day.
And let it go, right?
Let it go.
Let it go.
Okay. No refunds. Deposits. No refunds. So.
No refunds on your deposits of worries.
Hey, look, this is another
I love
guy.
it. I know. I love it. It's a beautiful message. It's a
But
beautiful message.
We need to help people realize that life is not so complicated. I think that how I became me so strong is because when I was a little guy, a lot of times mom wasn't around, nobody was around, so I had to make my own decisions. I think today a lot of decisions are being made for even adults by their parents. I think that people need to struggle a little bit. They need to trip, they need to fall, they need to scrape the knee. They need to go ahead and figure out their own worries, their own problems. So I'd like to have a worry day at Randyland, talk about what worries can do. A lot of worries are cement shoes, and they stop you from growing and developing and moving forward and opening your wings because you've got too many worries and you're bearing too much stress.
Yes.
And other worries are actually they'll push you to quit. They'll push you to move on. Like my mom, she said, I had enough. That's it. I'm done. And with 6 kids in tow, she didn't care that there were 6 kids. She knew that God was going to be with her. So the whole thing is, it's just finding self-strength, empowerment.
Hey, I hear you're going to let me go inside your workshop.
Come on, let's go. I want to
All
show you my
right.
secret.
Shh.
Secret.
Let's do it. I want to see
I'm
the
going to put
secret.
about 30 giant poles around here. I got to find a fence installer. So as soon as I find somebody that puts in fences, I want to get my poles and see if they can, because I want somebody that knows what they're doing. I don't want these to fall over and hurt somebody.
Maybe someone will see our show, Passport to Pittsburgh Adventures,
Yeah.
and they'll want to come help you.
All I need is about 30 giant poles. I don't need fencing. I don't need all kind of stuff. 30 giant poles, because I want to go ahead and on top of these, I'm making these flowers out of garbage. In the bottom of my table, whenever you're working in the house, you find all kind of things you forgot about was even there, something under the bed or wherever. Well, underneath my basement table, I had all these scraps of wood, and I decided to start making giant Jurassic Park flowers. So when you walk in Randyland this summer,
I
want you to feel like you shrunk.
Yes, the land of the giants.
Yeah, so there'll be flowers bigger than we stand. So we're going to feel like, ooh, this is scary. Kind of cool.
It's going to be great.
I know.
It. I can't wait. I thought they said nobody gets in to see the wizard.
Shh. You are not here. You are not here. This is the secret room. This is where I paint.
I feel so special getting into the workshop. Thank you so much.
This is the old grocery store.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
It's awesome.
And it was the old speakeasy.
Yes.
If this room could talk. Ooh. And this is elephants from the Holiday House. I bought the original elephant bar from the original Holiday House in Monroeville. So I can have the 1920s bar.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. This would be used as a coffee shop in the future.
I think we got to set that up as a coffee shop. It'd be awesome.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. So you were going to tell me about this. We were talking about these giant flowers you're making.
Yeah, I'll show you my secret, but don't tell anybody.
I'm not going to say. Okay.
Those poles, when we put them all over the yard and they kind of surround us.
Yes.
Well, anyway, I have to figure out about the installation. But look at these.
Oh my God, they're so beautiful, Randy.
Yeah, they're really wild.
This is all from just
junk.
wood.
It's junk. Yeah.
Look here, I got one too.
Yeah. So see, there'll be big ones. There'll be little ones. I have another one right here.
And wait, look at that. They're beautiful on both sides.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up this one here, too.
Okay.
Because this one here is really, really, really fancy.
Yeah.
Isn't it really cool?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like how much time does it take to paint all the detail on these?
I have a problem. I don't know the word no. I don't know when to stop. ADHD makes me too happy. This one here, I bet you has about 9 colors on it.
I see that.
Look at that, 9 colors. That's insane. Why am I painting so much? I don't know why. I can't control myself.
I think it must make you happy.
I want to show you this
one. It makes
one.
you happy, right?
Oh my goodness, I'm in love with creating things. This is weird. These are different pieces of wood, all of this, from garbage. And if you cut them out and put them together and you nail them, wow, look at this flower. This is going to be like a big giant one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't it crazy?
Yes.
But look at all the colors in it.
It's gorgeous.
It's insane.
Oh, no, the patterns are beautiful.
Because
really.
I want every flower to try to be a little bit different from the other flowers so that way it works. And I want to show you one more secret. But remember, this is secrets. Nobody's allowed to talk.
Nobody, okay.
I want to sneak this one over here. Oh. I'm going to make giant suckers, like, lollipops.
Candyland.
Yeah. Well, it's Randyland / Candyland. And if you think about it, see? These will be way up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
And look at this, all lifesavers.
It is all lifesavers.
Isn't it cool?
It's beautiful.
I know. So when you come into Randyland, you'll see all these flowers and suckers, and it's going to make you feel like you shrunk. Pretty cool.
And you know what? Not only is it going to make you feel like you shrunk and walked into a magical world, you know what it's really going to do? It's going to make you smile.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Because that's what you do. You make everybody smile.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, he does.
Art is a healing medicine. Art can not only be something that you share with others, but it's for self. Every time I found out as I was growing up my entire life, every time I see that I was doing things forward, helping the elderly or doing something for the church or for my mom or the teachers or somebody wanted something. Everybody seems like they want you to do a project. What I found out when I was a little kid is, again, having ADHD, I think too much. I found out that for me to have the pleasure of liking to do a job, I have to make sure that it's a teeter-totter job. In other words, I'm getting happiness out of it. So every time I would do a job for somebody else, It's not just outward. If you do everything out all the time, you get totally exhausted. You go home, you don't want to do nothing for yourself.
Right.
Shame on you.
Right.
So do a little bit for the boss, the customers, the neighbors, the elderly, your family, but make sure that you're bringing back pride to yourself, integrity, character, self-esteem. That is the empowerment that you had. You have to thank yourself that you had at the time to do it at the beginning, and that's all the karma. So that's why I'm happy all the time, is because I always get a return gift, which is a smile.
You are a giver. And what you give comes back to you. And
God is
makes
good.
us
I believe in
others.
God. I believe in Jesus. I'm just saying.
I know.
I don't know if you're allowed to do that or not.
You are, but thank you. And I hope that all the viewers will come and visit you here at Randyland. And donations are warmly accepted for paint and supplies.
I need paint. Oh, special paint.
Special paint, and it's expensive. So make sure you drop something in the box and say hi to Randy when you come by Randyland.
Hey, everybody, come on over. 10 o'clock until dusk at night, and we're free.
Yes.
We got a sand pile for the kids or the adults.
See you soon. Oh, you can see I have a smile so wide. I'm so happy every time I come to this very special place in Pittsburgh, Randyland. I'm standing in front of a wall that's on the side of Randy's house that has been decorated with a three-dimensional map of the north side. And Randyland is right up there, and all of its shining beauty, color, and smiles. Just this wonderful place shows you how someone with vision, someone with creative thinking can take some trash, something that someone has discarded, and turn it into a wonderful treasure. And not only a wonderful treasure, but a destination for all Pittsburghers to enjoy.
I've shown an interest in making home movies. Me and some buddies would just grab a camera and you just start making these videos, and then you realize at some point that this isn't just a hobby anymore, it's something that you actually want to pursue, and there's this great facility right down the road, BPTV. A lot of people will try to do these productions on their own, and one of the things they don't have is the equipment, but right here is everything she needs in one nice little bundle. There's lights, cameras, reflectors, dollies, all kinds of little knickknacks, like anything that you'd want to use that you would need for a production, you have it right here, like it's all right here. You can make your own feature movie just with the stuff from this studio. Come meet Dave Cable, let him show you around, and I think you'll realize that this is something that you could fall into regardless of your level of expertise, whether you're a beginner or even if you're a more advanced learner. There's something here for everyone, and I feel that you just need to come through and just be a part of the experience and just watch and learn, and let Dave be your guide.